Hola estudiantes, ¿cómo están? Espero que todos están bien. Vamos a comenzar. Buenos días, ¿cómo estás? ¿Cómo estás? Muy bien, gracias, muy bien, gracias. ¿Y cómo te vas? ¿Cómo te vas? Bueno, vamos a comenzar. Now, in our last few classes, firstly, we were looking at different colors and we were describing different things that have different colors, right? So, for example, los colores que tenemos aquí, we have negro, black, verde, green, rosado, pink, café, brown, rojo, red, azul, blue, morado, purple, anaranjado, orange, y amarillo, yellow. And those were some of the colors that we looked at. And we were describing different things that we know of that have different colors. So we would ask, for example, ¿de qué color es el crayón? What color is the crayon? Now, since this is pink, I would say, el crayón es morado. Or, what if I asked, ¿de qué color es la mesa? What color is the table? I could say, la mesa es verde. The table is green. Or, what if I asked, ¿de qué color es el lápiz? What color is the pencil? Now, since it's yellow, I would say, el lápiz es amarillo. And let's do these two as well. ¿De qué color es la regla? We would say, la regla es amarilla. The ruler is yellow. Or, ¿de qué color es la silla? What color is the chair? Now, since the chair is purple, we would say, la silla es morada. Now, if you notice, we said amarilla and morada, and over here we said amarillo. Now, why is it that we say amarilla for la regla or una regla, but we said amarillo for un lápiz? This is because we have masculine and feminine nouns in Spanish. Un lápiz is a masculine noun, una regla is a feminine noun. So, if the color we're using ends with O and we're describing a feminine noun, we're going to change the O to A. So, amarillo becomes amarilla. But if it's a masculine noun, it remains the same as amarillo. Also, we said that, lo siento mucho, there was another one here. But for example, I want to say that the ruler is blue. Once we're using colors like azul, café, verde. Oh yes, it was la mesa. Once we're using colors like these, verde, we're not going to add anything to them once they're singular nouns. So if it's a masculine noun or a feminine noun, verde remains verde. Once it's a singular noun, all right? We'll leave it as that. Bueno, excelente. So we would say la mesa es verde. The table is green. Now we also looked at los países hispanohablantes, the Spanish-speaking countries. And if you have your Spanish books right now, please take them out. We're going to go to page number 60, número 60. So I'll give you 2 seconds to get your books, or you can just pause the video. Wow, that was so much easier, señorita. You can go ahead, pause the video, get your textbooks, and we are going to page número 60, page 60. Uno, dos, okay. Vamos a comenzar. So let's look at los países hispanohablantes. Let's look at the Spanish-speaking countries and try to identify them. Muy rápido, very quickly. So we have, hopefully you can see, we have Mexico. Then we have down here, Guatemala, El Salvador, Costa Rica, Panamá, Nicaragua, Honduras, Colombia, Venezuela, Ecuador, Perú, Bolivia, Paraguay, Argentina, Chile, Uruguay, Cuba, Dominican Republic or La República Dominicana, Puerto Rico, and over here we would have España, which is right here down here on your papers, and then there's Equatorial Guinea, which is over there in Africa. And remember we were asking, ¿de dónde eres? Where are you from? And you would answer by saying, soy de Jamaica if you're from Jamaica, soy de Cuba if you're from Cuba, soy de Colombia if you're from Colombia, or soy de Argentina if you're from Argentina. Okay? So the last topic that we were looking at was las preposiciones, which means the prepositions. And we said a preposition is basically a word that we use in front of a noun or pronoun that tells the relationship of that noun or pronoun with other words in a sentence. For example, I want to say that the pencil is on the table. On is a preposition because it tells the relationship between the pencil and the table. So we would say, el lápiz está en la mesa. The pencil is on the table. Now you're going to turn your books to page number 36, page 36, and we're going to go through the activity that you did there. So I'll give you 2 segundos otra vez, or you can just pause the video, and once you get your book, you can press play and we'll continue, all right? Okay, vamos a continuar. So just to recap, let's go back to page 35, 35, and we're going to look at las preposiciones. Let's look at the prepositions there. Now, we're going to say them after me. Repitan después de yo. Repita. En, on, delante de, in front of, al lado de, beside, debajo de, under, detrás de, behind, en, in, dentro de, in, dentro de, inside, a la izquierda, on the left, a la derecha, on the right. So remember we said that en can mean in, on, or at, and dentro de can mean in, inside, or within. So, vamos a cantar la canción sobre las preposiciones. We're going to sing the song about prepositions. So remember, once we are doing it, we have to use our hands as well. So get your hands free. Free up yourselves, guys. Free up yourselves. Free up yourselves. So we're going to be using our hands, or we can use different objects to help us. Voy a usar mi lápiz. I'm going to use my pencil y mi libro. I'm going to use my pencil and my book. So I'm going to be putting my pencil in different places to tell where they are using prepositions, all right? So, vamos a cantar después de 2, 1, 2. Preposiciones, ¿dónde está? ¿Dónde, dónde está? ¿Dónde, dónde está? Preposiciones, ¿dónde está? ¿Dónde, dónde está? Remember, ready? Delante de, detrás de, al lado de, debajo de, a la izquierda, a la derecha, en, dentro de. See? Okay, we're going to do it one more time, and I'm going to go a bit slower for those of you who still haven't caught the song as it. Don't know why, but vamos a comenzar. Después de 2, 1, 2. Preposiciones, ¿dónde está? ¿Dónde está? ¿Dónde, dónde está? Preposiciones, ¿dónde está? ¿Dónde, dónde está? ¡Listo! Delante de, detrás de, al lado de, debajo de, a la izquierda, a la derecha, en, dentro de. Bueno, so, vamos a abrir nuestros libros. Abran sus libros. Let's open our books, and we're going back to página número 36, page number 36. And on page 36, we're going to go through the activity that you got last class to do for your activity. Now, it said, ¿Dónde está? Remember, ¿Dónde está? Is asking, where is it? ¿Dónde está? ¿Dónde está? Where is it? So, it says, look carefully at each picture and then complete each sentence below with a suitable word, which is one of the prepositions that you learned. Suitable word to describe each picture. Now, number 1 says, El lápiz está dash el pupitre, which means the pencil is dash the table. So if you look at the first picture, you can see that the pencil is where it's on the table. So on in Spanish is, yes, en. So your answer for number 1 should be en. So your sentence should be el lápiz está en el pupitre. Número 2. And you can pause it if you need more time to write. Número 2. El chico está dash la pizarra. El chico is the boy and la pizarra is the chalkboard. So where is the little boy in relation to the chalkboard? We're asking where. Where is it? Where is he? He is in front of the chalkboard. So in front of in Spanish is delante de. So we would say el chico está delante de la pizarra. So if you got that one correct, you can give it a little tick as well, okay? Muy bien. Número 3. Number 3. La hamburguesa está dash el helado. La hamburguesa is, oh, I'm getting hungry. La hamburguesa is hamburger. And el helado, delicioso. One of my favorite things to eat, ice cream. So we would say now, looking at the picture, the hamburger is where? It's beside the ice cream, correct? So we could say, la hamburguesa está al lado de el helado. That is if we want to say that the ice cream is beside the hamburger, or the hamburger is beside the ice cream. But what if I want to say that the hamburger is to the right of the ice cream? It's to the right, correct? So we would say, la hamburguesa está a la derecha de, or should be a la derecha del helado. Remember, I told you about del. De plus el gives you del. So el now becomes del if you're going to be using that one, all right? Now, número 4, number 4. It says, el perro está dash el gato. El perro está dash el gato. So el perro is the dog. Esta is dash el gato, the cat. So if we look at the picture, the fourth picture, we can see that the dog is beside the cat. So we can either use al lado del, or we can use to the right of, which is a la derecha del. So we can say el perro está al lado del perro. Sorry, el perro está al lado del gato. Lo siento. Or we could say that el perro está a la derecha del gato. Bien? Excelente. Número 5. Number 5. La coneja está debajo de la ventana. La coneja is which animal again? Sí, it's a rabbit. So it is saying that the rabbit is dash, la ventana is the window. So because the rabbit is below the window, we would say la coneja está debajo de la ventana. Bueno, next, el camión, número 6, we're at number 6. It says, el camión está dash el coche. El camión, we did transportation not too long ago, is the truck, and el coche is the car. So where is the truck in relation to the car? It is behind the car. So we would say, el camión está detrás del coche. Remember, if you're using de and el, you combine them and you get del. So we would say, el camión está detrás del coche. Bien? Número 7. Number 7. La familia está dash el coche. La familia, family, esta is dash el coche. And el coche again is the car. So where is the family in relation to the car? They are inside the car, or they are in the car. So you could use either dentro de, or you could use en. So we could say, la familia está en el coche, or la familia está dentro del coche. The family is in the car. The family is inside the car. Y la última, the last one, it says, las tijeras están dash la silla. Now, las tijeras, we all know those are scissors, and then we have la silla, which is the chair. Now, where are the scissors in relation to the chair? They're on the chair. So we would say, las tijeras están en la silla. Las tijeras están en la silla. Bien. So, what we're going to be doing now is just formulating just a few more examples very quickly using some items that we already know. All these words here that we haven't seen in the sentences are words that we're all familiar with because they have been taught in topics that we've learned before. So none of these should be new to you apart from, let's see, Chico. You probably may have not seen Chico before, but El Chico is the boy. All right, so let's go. Now this one is un crayon. This one might be new to you as well. Now, I want to say that the crayon is to the right of the backpack. So I would say, el crayon está to the right of el crayon está a la derecha de la mochila. El crayon está a la derecha de la mochila. The crayon is to the right of the backpack. I want to say the ruler is on the chair. So I would say, la regla está en la silla. La regla está en la silla. Otro ejemplo, the pencil is below the chalkboard. So we could say, el lápiz está debajo de la silla. La pizarra, lo siento. El lápiz está debajo de la pizarra. The pencil is below the chalkboard. And if I want to say that the eraser is in the textbook, the eraser is la goma, or una goma is an eraser. And then we have our textbook. If I want to say the eraser is in the book, I could say la goma está en el libro, or la goma está dentro del libro. And you might be seeing un and una on these. Remember, un and una, they both mean a or an. However, we use una for the feminine nouns, ends with a, and we use un for the masculine nouns. All right, these are just to remind you guys of some of the items that we learned. Now, you're going to be completing activity on page number 37 in your workbooks for me. Let's go over to that page, everybody. It says, look at the classroom below. Write a sentence giving the position of each pupil in relation to each other. And we have dos ejemplos, 2 examples. Now, firstly, let's look at this classroom. We have a chalkboard, we have our teacher right here, and then we have some students. We have 4 at the back and 2 at the front. So you know that some persons are going to be in front of some people, right? Some persons are going to be beside some other people. Some persons are going to be to the left of others. Some persons are going to be to the right of others. So you're going to be using your prepositions now as you complete these sentences. Now the first example says, Alberto está al lado de Susana. Alberto está al lado de Susana. Now who is Alberto? Let's find Alberto. If you look at your books, Alberto is right here and Susana is right beside him. So the sentence says, Alberto está al lado de Susana. So we found Alberto and Susana. Now we need to remember what this means. Al lado means beside. So you're simply saying where these persons are located in relation to other persons that are in the classroom. So we could say, for example, Alberto is beside Susana, which is Alberto está al lado de Susana. Or we could say that Alberto está detrás de Emilio. Now Emilio is right here, which is in front of Alberto, but Alberto is behind Emilio. So that's why they said Alberto está detrás de Emilio. Alberto is behind Emilio, which is true. Alberto is behind Emilio. So you are given the name of the person, of one person here. So you are going to complete the sentence by giving different prepositions and stating where they are located in relation to somebody else. So you have Emilio here. It says Emilio está. Where's Emilio? Emilio is right here at the front. You can say that he's beside Juana. He's in front Alberto. You have different options. You choose the one you want. Juana está. Juana is right here. Juana is in front of Susana. She is also to the right of Emilio, and she's to the left of the teacher, la profesora. There's also Alberto. Alberto is behind Emilio. He's also to the left of Susana. So you have different options. You can choose whichever one you want. Just ensure that you're writing your sentences with the correct prepositions and the persons as well. Now you're going to complete that activity for me on page 37, along with another short activity which is going to be on the activity sheets. Now you're going to translate these few sentences to Spanish. They're in English, and you're going to put them in Spanish this time around. Now the first one, it actually says, if you can get your worksheets now, the first one says the book is in the bag. These are all words that you know. Good. So the book, which is el libro, is, está with the accent over the A, in, which is our preposition for this sentence, which is en or dentro de. Then you have the bag. The bag is la mochila. So your sentence would read el libro está en la mochila, or el libro está dentro de la mochila. Any of those, you can use en or dentro de for the in for this one. Okay, so that's your example for that activity, and you have those two to complete, and we'll go through them in our next clase. So para hoy vamos a cantar adiós. Adiós, adiós, adiós. Adiós, adiós, adiós. Adiós, 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 adiós. Adiós, adiós, adiós. Adiós, estudiantes.